Hi, I'm Joel McHale. We're here at the Clean Energy Ministerial in San Francisco with Michael Brune, the Executive Director of the Sierra Club. Michael, you've been around climate negotiations and activism for a long, long time. When you look at what's going on here at the Ministerial, is this something new and different? What do you see going on here?
I see more optimism than I've ever seen before in a climate and energy conversation. What we're hearing is one announcement after the other of companies who are making more ambitious commitments on clean energy, cities who are making more ambitious commitments, ministers of energy around the world looking to extend their commitments to clean energy. We have a long way to go on climate change, clearly. The hill we have to climb is pretty steep, but the growth in the industry and our ability to replace fossil fuels would make anyone feel encouraged.
It's easy to be here and feel like you're in a bubble of excitement
Sure.
and optimism, but when you step back and look at the scale, speed, and scope of this movement, of this global movement towards climate and post-Paris, does it really feel like we've turned a corner?
It does feel like we've turned a corner, but we still have a long way to go. So it's interesting. The more I think and work on this issue, there are a lot of reasons to feel optimistic and encouraged, and there are a lot of reasons to feel pessimistic and bleak about what we actually have to do. Right. Both things are true. Climate change is accelerating. It's getting worse. It's happening more quickly than most people think. Clean energy is growing. We are displacing fossil fuels at an increasing rate, and that is great. But the latter, the transition off of fossil fuels, has to happen more quickly if we're going to address if we're going to address the climate challenge, but also seize the climate change opportunity.
We've been seeing the death of coal in the United States, or certainly the rapid decline, but it's the uptake in elsewhere in the world, China in particular, and I think also in India, it continues to be on the rise. So do you see a sense for the activist community to play a role there in the same way that you've done in the U.S.?
Absolutely. So here's where we can ground ourselves. Every year, according to the World Health Organization, 5.5 million people die prematurely from air pollution alone. So we have a long way to go, and displacing fossil fuels, whether it's shutting down power plants or not building new pipelines, has a real impact on the quality of people's lives. The Wall Street Journal reported this morning that $22 billion of new fossil fuel projects have been defeated in the last several months here in the United States. This mirrors the kind of growth in the climate movement and the impact that we're having all around the world. So I definitely see an accelerating rate at which coal plants get retired and replaced with clean energy, in which internal combustion engines increasingly become obsolete, replaced with electric vehicles and better transportation. The challenge is, can we connect all of this to good politics, electing smart leaders who admit that climate change is real, and then also accelerating the rate at which we're making this progress.
And all of it is the demand of our audience, the big companies taking up these technologies. Are you encouraged by that?
I am. You know, we've heard commitments from companies from Walgreens to TD Bank to Apple, of course, Apple, Facebook, Google, companies that many of whom are the most successful companies on the planet right now, are aligning themselves with a vision for 100% clean energy. And so the gap between these leading companies, whose customers, whose employees, and whose investors care about clean energy, the gap between those companies and companies who are maintaining the status quo is getting larger and larger with each quarter.
Yeah, and we'll see where the marketplace takes that. Lots more to do, but thanks so much, Michael Brune from the Sierra Club.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. It's good to see you again.